Have you ever been told, or maybe even told yourself, that you're just not a creative person? Well, we're about to completely dismantle that idea. In this explainer, we're diving into Florian Rustler's Thinking Tools, a handbook that shows how creativity isn't some magical gift, it's a skill, and it's one you can start learning right now. So let's start with a quick gut check. How do you react when someone calls you creative? Do you own it, or do you kind of shrug it off? If you hesitate even a little bit, you are not alone. And it's probably because you've bought into a really common and really wrong idea about what creativity actually is. Yeah, this is the big myth, right? That creativity is just something you're born with, like your eye color. You either have it or you don't. But this entire explainer is here to challenge that exact thought. Okay, so let's completely flip the script. We're going to reframe creativity. Take it from this vague, mysterious concept and turn it into something practical, something anyone can get their hands on. In this right here, this is the big idea. Just like learning to play guitar or getting better at a sport, creativity is something you can develop. Think of it as a muscle. And the tools in this handbook, well, that's your workout plan. So let's get a really clear definition. What are we even talking about? Well, this handbook cuts right through all the noise. Creativity isn't just about making wild art. It's about coming up with something that is both new and useful. That second part is absolutely key. It has to actually serve a purpose. And okay, what about innovation? Where does that fit in? Well, innovation is the very next step. It's taking that new and useful idea and actually bringing it to life in the real world. As a new product, a better way of doing things at work, you name it. And this visual just nails it, doesn't it? Creativity is the spark. Innovation is the engine that takes that spark and turns it into something with real impact. They're two sides of the same coin, really. All right, now we're getting to the secret sauce. Seriously, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, make it this. The entire system of creative thinking runs on a powerful two-phase engine. Understanding this is what makes all the other tools work. So meet the two gears of your creative engine: divergent thinking and convergent thinking. Divergent is the gas pedal. You're going for as many ideas as possible. Good, bad, totally wild, it doesn't matter. No brakes. Then convergent is the steering wheel. You're carefully and thoughtfully choosing which direction to go. And here's the golden rule. Never, ever try to do both at the same time. I love this diagram because it shows you what's really happening. To create something new, you have to intentionally leave what you already know, your area of familiarity, and venture out into the unknown, the area of discovery. That's diverging. Then you converge, bringing the best of those discoveries back home. Now, to make that journey work, you need some rules. For divergent thinking, rule number 1 is the most important. Defer all judgment. Just silence your inner critic. Then, you aim for a huge number of ideas. You actively hunt for the wild and crazy ones, and you use what other people say as a springboard. Then, once you've got this giant pile of ideas, you switch gears completely. For convergent thinking, you become a possibility finder, not a critic. You're looking for the little seed of genius in every idea. You're deliberate, you protect the truly new ideas, and you focus on building them up, not shooting them down. Okay, with those core principles down, let's open up the toolkit and look at a few specific methods you can start using pretty much immediately to generate some of those breakthrough ideas. The cool thing is, there isn't just one way to do this. The book shows us there's a whole spectrum of tools. On one end, you have your really free-flowing, intuitive methods like brainstorming. And on the other, you have highly systematic, structured methods. The best approach? Usually, it's a mix of both. We've all heard of brainstorming, but are we doing it right? The real key is framing your challenge as a positive, open-ended question like, how might we? It's a simple change, but it invites solutions instead of just focusing on problems. And then you just apply those divergent rules we talked about. No judgment, go for volume, get wild, and build on each other's thoughts. Next up is SCAMPER, which is a total powerhouse. It's basically a checklist for innovation. You take an existing idea and you attack it with these 7 prompts. So take a simple coffee cup. What if you substituted the material? What if you combined it with a phone charger? It systematically forces you to see new potential everywhere. Feeling stuck in a rut? Use this. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Just ask the question, if everything was possible, what would you do? Giving yourself permission to be a little foolish and outrageous just shatters your mental limits and often leads to the most practical breakthroughs. So what does all this mean for you? It means that the power to generate new, useful ideas isn't something you have to wait for. It's something you can tap into right now. And as the author, Florian Rustler, points out, this stuff isn't just for corporate boardrooms. These are life skills. Whether you're trying to solve a personal problem, plan a trip, or just pick up a new hobby, these tools can help you find way better solutions. So if you remember anything, remember this. Creativity is not a lightning strike from the heavens. It's a systematic process. It's a skill. It is a muscle that you can train through deliberate practice, and the more you use these tools, the stronger and more natural your creative thinking is going to become. This handbook has basically opened the toolbox for you. The principles are clear, the methods are practical, and all that potential is right there in your hands. So the only question left is, what are you going to create first?